I just thought I'd do a video of my current crossbow because I used to have the Mankang XB65, which I did a previous video on about 2 or 3 years ago, probably about 2 years ago, and then I bought this in March, just before the Raw, just because my mate was selling it and it was going kind of cheap. So it's got the same scope as the Mankang XB65, so I've got 2 of these now. I've got a spare that I'm selling if anyone wants to buy it. It's a PSC HDV 425, so it's got all the way from right down at 250, I think it is, up to 425 feet per second. I'm currently going with my longer bolts at 350 and with my shorter, heavier bolts, which I use for closer range, just to save money because I've got them spare about just under 325. Lost the rear scope cover, that just always happens. Still got the front one. I've just reserved it today because the serving was getting a bit rough, so I was just taking it off and put a new serving on, which didn't take me long, using my homemade bow press, which I will do another video on as requested by someone. I know it looks like a piece of shit, but but it does work. Things I've done to this is the Mankang XB65 quiver mount, and it fits on any Picatinny rail, so I took that off the Mankang because I hate having bolts across this way. It's just impractical. Why would you have a bolt across horizontal when you could have it parallel with the rails? So I've stuck that on under there. It's just on the end of the Picatinny rail, just behind the foregrip. And the PSE FANG doesn't come, it just comes with a normal stirrup which bolts into here usually and it's fixed. But the Mankang comes with this fold out stirrup. Don't know how I'm going to show you this with one hand. Give me a second. Yeah, as you can see, it folds out nicely there. You just pull that clip back like so. Yeah, and then it folds all the way under. He says, oh, can't do it with one hand. But anyway, you get the idea. It folds all the way back under here, which is kind of handy, but I usually have it like that. And then if I'm going prone, I just fold it so it's kind of almost like a bipod. That doesn't have very often, usually shooting from kneeling. But yeah, it's just handy that fits. Just bolts on there. So there's these 4 bolts, 4 spots for, I can't remember what they're for, but it just happens to, the bolts fit into the thread and it solidly fits onto it. So yeah, so it's basically bog standard PSE FANG HD, just with side mounted quiver. And I think I've got the Mankang 4-bolt quiver. The PSE, I didn't like the PSE quiver, it's like only got 1 rubber mount to secure your bolts, whereas I prefer 2, so a lot less likely to lose your bolts. The quiver also slides up and down this quite easily, so I can change, just the position of it, but I usually leave it hanging down that front end. Yeah, and then it just slides off like this, he says, but he can't do it because he's got one hand. There you go. Yeah, it just pops off like that. Yeah, bog standard pretty much. I've put wing nuts on here. They came with these little plastic round nut things, but they just loosen all the time. So I just went to Mitre 10 hardware store and bought some little wing nuts to lift this up and down. If I'm bush bashing all day, I put that down because otherwise branches get stuck underneath it. I've lost my little string silencer things. They've just, from the last scrub bashing mission on the west coast, they've fallen off. But it is what it is. I'll get some more at some point. But yeah, bog standard PSE, just with a Mankang foldable stirrup and a side mounted quiver. And that's that really. Yeah, the scope I've shown you before on the Mankang, just in case you wanted to see it. Trying. Not really working though, is it? There you go. It's illuminated as well, but I just never use it. Illuminated, I've never had to. And the inside to this always come loose and then you end up having to fix it all the time. So I just don't bother. Yeah, it's a good scope though. Heaps of light through it, and this is the one that came with the PSE. The other one's still on the Manco. Well, I think I took it off the Manco, and then I put it on Facebook to sell it, but no one wants to buy it. So hit me up if you're interested in a decent speed rated scope. I can also help you calculate, if you don't have a chronograph, I can help you calculate your speed roughly of what you're firing at. So yeah, I can shoot 20 yards, be dead on, walk out to 200 yards, what the fuck am I on about? Walk out to 80 yards, still be dead on. Yeah, and that's on about 350 there. So it's 350 for these PSE bolts. And then I bought these pile driver bolts for cheap recently. That one's got a bit of stuff on it. I shot a goat with it the other day. These are just the heavy bolts. I can still get just as accurate, but I just prefer the longer bolts. I've come to realise they're a bit more stable, sort of flying through the air. But yeah, that's that really. Hit me up if you've got any questions. Hit me up on Instagram now. Message me, because I don't always check my YouTube comments. I do quite often, but I just forget. So hit me up on Instagram. Nice.